guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today we're going to be talking about Last Christmas.
So Last Christmas is what you would call a romantic comedy Christmas movie starring Emilia Clarke, who you obviously know from Game of Thrones. And I have to say, I don't think it's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
No, this movie was nothing how I thought it was going to be. Like Brian said, I thought it was going to be this happy, cheery Christmas movie we haven't seen in a little bit, and it just kind of falls short.
So Emilia Clarke in this movie plays a woman who is down on her luck. She has some health issues in her past, some issues going with her family, her living situation. She works at a Christmas shop, obviously rolling in the whole Christmas theme, and she meets a guy who helps her, get back on her feet and realize who she needs to be.
Kate, played by Emilia Clarke, and Tom, played by Henry Golding, they had a pretty good chemistry in this film, and I really liked their interactions with one another.
You have to say the moments where they're on screen together work the best. I think they bounced off each other really well, and you're really compelled by the relationship and them growing as people as well as a couple. But then at the same time, the story doesn't line up so much with these really solid performances, in my opinion. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I can't complain about the acting, but the writing for these characters and actors is a little odd.
So there is a big twist in this film that I honestly didn't expect anything like this or how it turns about, and it kind of just threw me off. And this whole happy romantic comedy vibe gets tossed out the window.
Yeah, I feel like when the movie first starts, it really is leaning into that happy rom-com style Christmas movie that you grow to expect this time of year, and then it shifts probably about a quarter of the way into the movie, and it gets far more serious than I think the trailers lead it on to be. And the plot twist I personally saw coming after about 25-30 minutes into the movie, and when you know the twist, it kind of negates the whole movie. And I didn't look it up beforehand, but once I had it in my mind what I thought was going to happen, I found it hard to enjoy the movie.
He leaned over to me 20 minutes of the movie and then whispered, and he's like, I think this is happening. And I'm like, oh. Well, and then after that, that's all I kept thinking about, and that's basically what happened, and I was just confused.
Yeah, the thing about it is, I think this is a movie that if you don't know the twist and it doesn't trigger it very quickly that you know what's going on, I think it is an okay twist. It's kind of surprising. It's kind of creative. It's not your throwaway, typical rom-com Christmas movie. But if you know the twist, I feel like this movie has almost no rewatchability. If I watch the movie again, I don't think I could watch it again. Knowing what happens at the end, it's strange to me.
Yeah, I honestly was very disappointed in this movie. Not that I was, going into it saying, oh, this is going to be fantastic, but I thought it was just going to bring back that happy, cheery vibe, and I'm so ready for Christmas and the holidays, and I really had to go back home after and watch a classic Christmas movie because I was just completely I don't know, it just did not make me feel great.
Yeah, the thing about it is it has some decent ideas, but it tries to execute a lot of ideas on a lot of different levels in a movie that could have just been a really enjoyable Christmas movie. And I think that's what a lot of people, us included, expected it to be. Maybe it's a little bit of audience bias going into it, expecting it to be one thing and it being something else. But for my money, the execution of the more serious tones, and there's some really serious ideas in this film, and it deals with immigration at times and some other mental illness, and I just don't think it worked on those levels. So yeah, I don't know.
So I thought the messaging throughout the movie was pretty good. It had those, Christmas narratives that you see each year.
Yeah.
Learn to love yourself, learn to, forgive, and also give back. And those are messages that are thrown throughout the movie.
Yeah, I think the idea of community and this building of a community in this film was a really strong point. There's a lot involving homeless people in this movie, and I thought that those moments with all of these kind of thrown away and tossed away members of society coming together to create this little family was really well done, and I liked that heartwarming part of the movie. Like I said, the parts where it tries to be heartwarming and classic, it works, but when it tries to elevate beyond that, I think it falls a little short. So this movie uses all George Michael music. Even the title of the film is a George Michael song, and it was kind of weird to me that it doesn't have a purpose. When I watch certain movies that use just specific music from a specific artist, it kind of captures and symbolizes that music, think Across the Universe, or a biopic, something like Rocket Man or Bohemian Rhapsody. This just has George Michael music in it. And I like George Michael music.
Yeah,
it's good. It's a good soundtrack. It just doesn't add anything to the film. So it's kind of a strange stylistic choice, other than the main character really loving George Michael.
Yeah, that's the only thing you get through the movie, and they just play George Michael music.
And the weird thing about it is She just says that in the very beginning of the
Uh-huh.
movie,
Uh-huh.
and that theme doesn't continue. It just
Uh-huh.
plays in the background. She likes George Michael,
Yeah.
but it's not like if they could have done something involving that, it would have been a little more intricate, but it just was like a throwaway element.
Yeah. So I give this movie a 4 out of 10. It wasn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be a little more holiday spirity, and it just turned out to be a little more serious at times. I, although, thought Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding, they acted really well together, and I liked their characters together when they were on screen. And I thought the movie had pretty good messaging for the holiday.
So if I were to rate this movie, I would also give it a 4 out of 10. Like Noelle said, I think I expected it to be something different. They may be a little bit on me personally going into it, but I think the marketing sells it as a feel-good, happy holiday movie. And while it does have those elements, it has much more going on with it that it isn't on board with those same tones. A lot of tone shifts in it, and just the overall elements didn't mesh perfectly. Like Noelle said, the performances were good. I think the ideas were there and were good. Just the execution of all this in one film just didn't work perfectly.
So this sums up our review of Last Christmas. What did you all think down below? We always enjoy reading your comments. Remember to like and subscribe. We always appreciate your support, and see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.